And now I'm just, I'm dragging. But are you pouring? Are you? Okay, sorry. Like I said, I'm a little slow. Yeah. Hey, I'm Adam.
I'm Bryan.
Back with another episode of Buds and Suds.
So this one is wide distribution, worldwide stout. I don't know if you can see all that roasted barley on there. That looks awesome. Anyway, worldwide stout, 18%. We're starting big. We kind of have a reason. Anyway, but we'll start in big and then we'll go to a barrel-aged IPA after that. Looking forward to that. This is from Dogfish Head from Milton, Delaware. Like I said, 18%. Did I tell you it was 18%?
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Now they merged with St. Agnes.
They did, yeah. So
you guys can talk about it down below, comments.
Yeah, that's right. So this is the new Boston Lager.
Yeah. Black IPA.
It is, yeah, it's black.
Now it's dark, but I mean, I could see kind of around. It looked like a thin pour at 18%.
Yeah, I kind of thought.
I mean, you can just see around the edges. Yeah, it's not. It's coalish and it's viscosity there, but
right.
Holds the glass.
Let's get the nose. It smells roasty.
Big roastiness.
Yeah, big roast.
But it just smells thin. It really has a thin body to it. I mean, it just smells like a big roasted stout, like not big. It smells like a roasty stout, but thin.
Are you saying that because you're not getting barrel character, you're not getting like complexities to it?
I guess
How can you tell
yeah.
it smells thin?
Just, maybe the visual cue and the smell, it just doesn't have that.
You could have said because we're Buds and Suds and we can tell just on the nose.
I think we've talked about it before. You know how we say smell sweet? Like,
yeah.
You don't smell sweet, but you kind of get, I guess it's just the bank of aromas. You're like, that doesn't, anyway.
It just, yeah, I don't think it's complex enough to say it's going to be thick, but.
Okay. Cheers.
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 Ooh, that's big and roasty.
Boozy.
It is boozy. First thing I got was roast.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, it was boozy.
I took a big sip and I could feel the alcohol burn in the mouth.
Was that a mistake?
Well, as I was taking that large of a sip, I guess again those cues, I was like, I'm drinking something thin, get a sip of it. And I should have downgraded that volume or downsized that volume. But yeah, I agree with you. It's bitter roastiness, but it's got a heat to it. I mean, I'm feeling it now, just sitting, kind of right in this area.
Yeah, it's not off-putting though. I mean, sometimes we talk about Russian Imperial Stouts, just the bitterness being, so much. But this is, I don't know. Shoot, we didn't give the IBUs, did it? Mm-hmm. So Russian Imperial Stouts typically have higher IBUs from early hop additions. I don't know that I get IBU bitterness from this. Do you?
No.
I feel it's just the roasted malt. I shouldn't say astringency.
70.
So 70. All right. So it's kind of low. I wouldn't say it's got a lot of. It doesn't taste IBU-ish. If that makes sense.
It tastes like bitter Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
Big and boozy Russian Imperial Stout. It's definitely a sipper. I'm gonna get a little bit of a smaller sip on this one.
But one of the distinctive factors about Russian Imperial Stouts is a lot of them have high IBUs,
Yeah.
so some of their bitterness comes from that. I'm just getting just roast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
just
yeah.
roast. But
roast in itself for me, like that roasted malt has a bitterness to it.
It does.
At least that's what I taste. But I tell you, I enjoyed the small sip much more. I think it was a little bit overpowering. If you try to. Like I said, it looks and smells thin, and if you use those cues and you take a sip, it was a bit overpowering for me.
Yeah.
I took a much smaller sip. It was more like I'm drinking like a higher proof liquor. Like, I mean, it's not bourbon, obviously, but it's like, how you just sip on bourbon, you get that feel. You like that heat, that alcohol heat as it goes down, that warmth. And if you treat this beer like that, I think it's much more enjoyable.
I think so too. I've been taking all little sips. I'm enjoying it.
You can see the diff. I mean, the little sip is the way to go. Drink this like you were drinking. What did it say? It says something like, or it was online, or excuse me, on Untapped. It said it drinks more like a fine port than it does a beer. I think it even used a little derogatory. Let's see, what did it say? It said depth more in line with a fine port than with a can of cheap mass marketed beer.
Oh, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap, but anyway.
But anyway, so I think that was actually well put, because it's visually disorienting the booziness that came with this.
So I'm kind of torn between a 4 and a 4.25. I think I want to give it a 4.25. I would knock it for it being thin, so it could never get above a 4.25. But I like it. Just plain bitter Russian Imperial Stouts, I'm not a huge fan of, but this. It's not off-putting at all. The bitterness from the malt is good. I'll stick with 4.25. I like it.
I'm exactly in that same range. Again, probably look at my face. That second one, I even took a bigger sip for some stupid reason. I wasn't going to do it. I was just disoriented. Anyway, didn't get a lot of sleep last night. We were just talking about that. But and it was overpowering. So big sip, lower rating, small sip. I'm just gonna go like 4+. It's
4+,
like right
okay.
in between for me.
Yeah, I'll stick with my 4.25.
Yeah.
Now, they also have the oak age vanilla version of this, which is really good.
So much vanilla.
Yeah, it's
so
big
much vanilla, but tasty.
And the barrel aging, that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being roasty at all. It just was sweet vanilla.
Yeah. Completely different beer.
Completely different beer.
It's very sweet. I mean, like straight vanilla bean, and that. Yeah, it was really tasty. More desserty. But 4+ for me, 4.25 for you. Good beer. Definitely a sipper, and we're gonna sit and sip on it and chit chat
For a while.
As always, guys, if you came to beer you love the beer you have. Thanks.